chosen one. Listen carefully. This moment was written before time began. Heaven itself has paused to witness what you are about to face. You stand at the edge of destiny, a trembling horizon where your final battle begins. This is not a random season, not a coincidence, and certainly not a punishment. You have been chosen, forged, and refined for this very hour. Everything you have endured, the heartbreaks, the delays, the isolation was not for your destruction, but your distinction. The winds have shifted. You can sense it in your spirit. The same storms that once tried to drown you are now carrying you toward purpose. The same pain that once broke you is becoming the proof that you are unbreakable. And yet, you say you're hesitating, questioning if you have enough strength left to keep standing. Hear me now, you do. Not because of your own might, but because heaven has invested too much in you to let you fall here. When the world grows darker, your light burns brighter. You were never meant to blend in. You were meant to rise. That's why your warfare has been intense, because hell recognized you before you even recognized yourself. But the fire that surrounded you was not to consume you. It was to purify you. The waiting, the unanswered prayers, the silence, those were not signs of abandonment. They were God's way of anchoring you deeper, preparing you for a victory that will shake generations. As the prophet wrote in the scroll of Habakkuk, chapter 3, verse 19, "The sovereign Lord is my strength. He makes my feet like the deer's and enables me to tread on the heights." Listen, chosen one, this moment is sacred. The heavens are watching. The angels are standing by. And even the winds are whispering your name. You are not at the end of your story. You are at the turning point. The pain that once felt unbearable will soon become a distant echo compared to the glory about to be revealed in you. But you must choose now. Choose to stand. Choose to trust. Choose to fight the good fight, one last time. Because this is your last battle, the one that will define everything that comes after. Do not let fear trick you into surrendering when victory is one breath away. You've already survived what was meant to destroy you. The fact that you're still here is proof enough that grace is still flowing. You've been misunderstood, overlooked, and underestimated. But heaven has not forgotten your name. Every tear you've cried has been counted. Every night you couldn't sleep. Every prayer whispered in exhaustion, it was heard. The enemy thought you would break. But what he didn't realize was that your breaking was the beginning of your becoming. There's a crown waiting beyond this moment. Not just a symbol of victory, but a mark of authority. You fought long enough in silence. Now heaven is about to announce your emergence. This is why everything around you feels heavy. It's the weight of glory preparing to rest on your shoulders. Don't be afraid of the warfare. It only comes to those who carry something precious. You are not being punished. You are being promoted. You are not being forgotten. You are being positioned. And when this battle ends, you will not recognize yourself. Because what is rising from this storm is not who you used to be, it's who you were always destined to become. Lift your head. Chosen one. Heaven is not silent, it is strategizing. And your endurance is the language that moves angels. Do not give up now. Your breakthrough is not coming, it is already unfolding. The door that seemed locked is about to open. The favor that was delayed is about to accelerate. The strength that was hidden is about to manifest. Before this battle ends, remember, you are not alone. Every time you thought no one cared, Heaven was standing guard over your soul. Every time you wanted to quit, divine hands lifted you back up. The same power that raised Christ from the grave now fuels your spirit. That means defeat is impossible unless you surrender. So breathe. Wipe your tears. Square your shoulders. The battle might be fierce, but victory is inevitable. You are the living proof that what God starts, He finishes. If this message is stirring something inside you, if you feel heaven's fire burning again, then don't let it fade. Like, share, and subscribe so that the word can reach others walking through their own last battle. And as a prophetic act, comment 777 below to declare, I will not give up now. 1. This is your hour, your awakening, your divine finale before the dawn. Stand firm. Heaven has already written the ending. You win. You feel it, don't you? The invisible weight pressing against your chest, the kind of heaviness that no one else seems to understand. You've carried disappointment that others would crumble under. Yet you still stand. You've smiled through storms, hidden tears behind courage, and carried hope like a flickering candle through endless nights. That isn't weakness. Chosen one. That's the evidence of divine resilience pulsing through your spirit. There were moments you wanted to let go, to stop fighting, to stop hoping. But something sacred inside you refused to die. That spark, small yet unyielding, kept whispering, hold on. It wasn't your strength that kept you standing. It was divine grace carrying you through when your own feet gave way. Heaven has been closer to you in your exhaustion than in your triumphs. You've endured more than most could imagine. The sleepless nights, the unanswered prayers, the seasons when God seemed silent, all of it has been part of your preparation. Heaven never wasted a single moment of your pain. Every bruise has become a map, leading you closer to purpose. What looked like delay was simply divine refinement. What felt like rejection was redirection. You thought you were forgotten, but heaven was writing your name into new chapters you couldn't see. You thought the silence meant abandonment, but silence is often God's way of building depth in your soul. The weight you carry now is sacred. It's the mark of someone trusted with revelation. Those who carry light must first understand darkness. That's why your story has shadows. You are not just surviving, you are becoming someone whose faith will ignite others. Becoming someone who can walk through fire and emerge glowing. You have faced what should have destroyed you, yet you remain unbroken. Why? Because grace has been your armor all along. Heaven has not ignored your pain. It has been watching your endurance with awe. The angels marvel at how you've chosen to keep believing when the evidence was against you. Every tear has been counted. Every prayer whispered in exhaustion has been received. God has seen it all. The Spirit spoke through the prophet Jeremiah. Chapter 30, verse 17. I will restore you to health and heal your wounds, declares the Lord. For you are called an outcast, Zion, whom no one cares for. Do you hear that? Chosen one, restoration is not coming. It has already begun. What felt like loss was actually the soil for your new beginning. The wounds that once defined you are now becoming wells of healing for others. You were never meant to remain broken. You were meant to be rebuilt, stronger, wiser, and more radiant than before. Your scars will not disqualify you. They will authenticate you. They will tell the world that you've met darkness and didn't bow to it, that you've heard the lies of despair and still chose faith, that you've walked through fire and found God faithful in every flame. The weight you carry is not punishment, it's preparation for glory. Every ounce of pressure is producing something holy within you. You are being refined into a vessel that can carry the power of peace, the strength of compassion, and the authority of endurance. The same God who held you together in the valley will now lift you to the mountain. The same tears that once watered your sorrow will now water your harvest. You've been stretched so that you can hold more faith, more wisdom, more love. So don't despise this season. The heaviness you feel is heaven reshaping your identity. You are not who you were before the storm. Something inside you has awakened a deeper faith, a quieter confidence, a gentler strength. And soon, those who once doubted you will see the evidence of God's hand upon your life. And when the dawn breaks, you will look back and see the pattern in the pain. Every detour, every delay, every heartbreak will suddenly make sense. You'll realize you were never losing, you were being led. The path that confused you was actually the road to revelation. The same tears that blurred your vision will one day water your victory. Breathe again. Chosen one. The weight you carry is not meant to crush you, it's meant to crown you. Every battle has built something eternal within you, and when you rise from this, you will not only walk in victory, you will walk in wisdom that cannot be shaken. The storm grows louder now, not outside, but inside you. Doubt whispers louder than faith, and the silence of heaven feels heavier than thunder. You start to wonder if maybe you've misunderstood the call, if perhaps this battle wasn't meant for you. But listen closely. Chosen one, the very fact that you are under such attack is proof that you're standing in the place of purpose. Darkness never wastes energy on the ordinary, it only wars against the destined. You've felt the weight of invisible warfare moments, where your spirit feels drained for no reason. When confusion clouds your thoughts, when fear suddenly rises without warning, that's because the battlefield has shifted. It's no longer around you, it's within you. The war is for your faith. The enemy knows he can't take your calling, so he tries to convince you to doubt the one who called you. But you must stand firm. Even when you can't feel strength, this is where true warriors are formed, in the silence between prayers, in the waiting where obedience costs you everything. You may not realize it, but the very ground you're standing on is holy. This struggle, this pain, this weariness, it's sacred soil. From it, a greater version of you is rising. As Jesus himself declared in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 17, verse 20, "Truly I tell you, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, 'Move from here to there,' and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you." And one, even the smallest seed of faith in you holds the power to move mountains. And right now, that faith, though weary, is alive. It's trembling. Yes, but it's still breathing. You think you're standing on the edge of defeat, but in truth, you're standing on the threshold of transformation. This isn't the end of your faith, it's the refining of it. Do you know what happens right before a new level of anointing? Resistance. The enemy strikes hardest just before heaven releases its next instruction. The pain you feel is not random, it's the signal that something is shifting. You're being prepared to carry a greater measure of purpose. Heaven is expanding your capacity. You've cried, "God, I can't do this anymore." But what you don't see is that he's whispering back, "You were never meant to do it alone." This is where surrender meets strength. When your strength ends, his begins. When your words run dry, his spirit intercedes for you with groans too deep for language. Don't let the storm make you forget the promise. You were never promised an easy road, but you were promised victory. You were never promised comfort, but you were promised presence, and that presence holy, steady, and unwavering is with you even now. You may not feel it, but faith is not a feeling, it's a knowing. The enemy is terrified of what's coming next, because you're about to realize that your power doesn't come from control, it comes from surrender. That's when your words begin to carry weight. Your prayers begin to pierce through darkness, and your very presence begins to shift atmospheres. The same mouth that cried in pain will soon declare power. The same heart that broke will soon burn with holy fire. This is why you cannot quit now. The same God who began this work in you will finish it. The same hands that lifted you once will lift you again. Every disappointment, every delay, every unanswered prayer, they are all being woven into something magnificent. You are being equipped, not emptied. And when it feels impossible, when you're tempted to lay it all down and walk away, remember this: impossible is the language of unbelief, but faith speaks in certainty. Faith says, "Even if I don't see it, I know it's coming." Faith whispers, "Even here, God is still working." So, chosen one, take a breath. This battle may feel endless, but it is not. The night may seem eternal, but dawn is already breaking. The pressure you feel is not punishment, it's purpose, pressing its way through. You are being molded into a vessel that cannot be shaken. And when this is over, you will carry a peace that storms cannot steal. Now, pause for a moment. If this message resonates with the ache in your chest, if something in your spirit knows these words are yours, I want you to write a declaration of faith right now. Comment, "Still I rise." Type it as a prophetic act, not just words, but a declaration. Every time you write it, you're silencing the voice of fear. You're telling heaven, "I'm still here." You're reminding your soul that surrender does not mean defeat. It means divine partnership. When you type those 3 words, you align yourself again with the truth that even when everything shakes, you rise because grace carries you. You have come too far to give up. The storm will not have the final word. God will. And the next chapter of your life will be written in victory ink. There were nights when you lay awake, staring into the darkness, wondering if God still remembered your name. The silence was deafening, the stillness heavy. You asked yourself, where is he now? In the emptiness, in the unanswered prayers, in the moments when you could no longer hear his voice. But, chosen one, the silence of heaven does not mean abandonment. It means strategy. God was never absent. He was working behind the veil, orchestrating what your eyes could not yet see. The waiting season is one of the hardest terrains to walk through. It tests your faith, not by storms, but by stillness. You see nothing move. You hear nothing change. And you begin to believe that perhaps nothing ever will. But hidden behind that quiet is divine motion. Heaven is not sleeping, it is preparing. You have been in a divine waiting room, where your heart was being trained for endurance and your spirit was being purified for greater authority. It is in the unseen moments that the deepest work happens. You were being refined in silence because the next chapter of your story requires stability that noise cannot teach. When God seems far, He is often closest, standing just beyond the reach of your understanding, building the faith that cannot be shaken by what you feel. You have cried out, asking why others seem to move forward while you remain still. But, beloved, comparison is the enemy's quiet weapon against contentment. You are not delayed, you are being developed. The foundation of your calling must be firm before the structure of your destiny can rise. If you were given what you asked for too early, it would crush you. So heaven, in its mercy, waited. We are reminded through the writings of David in the Psalms, chapter 27, verse 14, "Wait for the Lord, be strong, and take heart, and wait for the Lord." There is power in the pause. Waiting is not weakness, it is warfare. It takes greater strength to stay still in faith than to move in fear. In the waiting, your roots grow deep. You learn to draw nourishment from the unseen, to trust without evidence, to believe without signs. Every delay is carving wisdom into your spirit, teaching you to discern God's timing. Not force your own. You have been trained to endure what others could not. Your waiting has become a sanctuary where God is teaching you the rhythm of patience. You are learning that miracles are not manufactured, they are manifested through trust. And while others chase after quick answers, you are being prepared for lasting transformation. You see, when heaven hides you, it is not rejection, it is protection. God often conceals what He treasures most. Diamonds form in pressure, but are hidden in darkness until their time of revealing. You are that diamond, being shaped in secret. The silence that has frustrated you is the same silence that is crafting your brilliance. And while you wait, God is healing you quietly. The wounds that once defined your heart are being closed. The echoes of betrayal are fading. The memories that once broke you are losing their power. You're not the same person who entered this season. You've been stretched, refined, and matured. You've learned how to pray without panic, how to trust without proof, how to love without needing applause. When heaven delays, it's because the blessing is being tailored to fit your maturity. God will never give you what you're not ready to hold. And now, as your faith deepens, as your perspective sharpens, the divine clock begins to move again. The doors that were closed begin to unlock. The opportunities that were withheld begin to align because you waited well. The reward will carry longevity. So, do not despise the silence anymore. Every quiet moment was heaven's whisper, saying, "Be still, I am working." Every tear was watering the soil of your next harvest. Every unanswered prayer was God's protection in disguise. And when the breakthrough finally comes, you will look back and see that it was all necessary, that the silence was not empty, but sacred. You were never forgotten. Chosen one. You were being prepared for the moment when heaven would unveil what it has been forming in secret. And that unveiling is near. The same silence that once broke your heart will soon be the sound of your miracle unfolding. Hold this truth close. God never wastes a waiting season. He writes His most beautiful promises in invisible ink, and when the light finally shines, you'll read every word and realize that He was speaking all along. The shadows move differently when the darkness knows you're about to rise. You've noticed it, haven't you? The sudden waves of resistance, the random heaviness that seems to come out of nowhere. It's because the enemy recognizes that your awakening is near. He cannot stop what heaven has ordained, but he will try to distract you through fatigue, through doubt, through fear disguised as logic. Yet, deep inside, you know this battle feels different. This is not an ending, it's an unveiling. You've reached the place where your light begins to disturb the places that once confined you, and that's why everything seems to intensify. The closer you get to break through, the louder the warfare becomes. But hear this, chosen one. Darkness does not attack what is empty. The storm that rises around you is confirmation of the power rising within you. You are like a seed buried in the soil. The ground feels heavy, cold, and silent. But what seems like burial is actually planting. The pressure around you isn't meant to suffocate you. It's the very thing that causes your roots to deepen, hidden beneath the surface. Life is happening. Your destiny is germinating. And soon, the same ground that held you will have to release you because it cannot contain the greatness taking shape within. According to what is revealed in the book of Proverbs, chapter 24, verse 16, "For though the righteous fall 7 times, they rise again, but the wicked stumble when calamity strikes." That is your story. Chosen one, you rise again. Every fall has been a rehearsal for resurrection. Every failure has been a lesson wrapped in mercy. You were not buried to die, you were planted to grow. The very soil that covered you is about to nourish your comeback. I know it hasn't been easy. You've faced betrayal that left invisible bruises. You've watched people walk away when you needed them most. You've held your faith together with trembling hands, whispering prayers into the silence. And yet somehow you're still standing. That's not by chance. That's divine preservation. Grace didn't just find you once, it keeps finding you. Again and again. Every time you think you're finished, the light you carry has been costly. It came from nights you didn't think you'd survive, from tears that watered the soil of your soul. But that's what makes your calling authentic. It was birthed in fire, not comfort. You are the living proof that broken things still bloom, that crushed hearts still carry fragrance. That endurance is its own kind of miracle. So when you feel like giving up, remember this: even the sunrise begins in darkness. The night never wins, it only precedes the light. And your dawn is nearer than it seems. You may not see it yet, but heaven is already shifting things on your behalf. Doors you thought were sealed are beginning to tremble. Conversations are happening in rooms you don't even know exist. Rooms where your name is being mentioned with favor. The alignment is subtle, but it's real. Your obedience has stirred heaven into motion. You are being lifted, not by the hands of men, but by the wind of divine purpose. And as that wind rises, all that has been stagnant begins to move. You'll look around soon and realize that what used to oppress you no longer has power over you. The same battle that once broke you will become the testimony that builds others. And when that moment comes, when you rise from the ashes of your own pain and stand radiant with purpose, let your story be heard. Let the light that cost you so much become a lantern for someone else's darkness. That is how heaven multiplies victory, through the sharing of testimony. So, if this message touches something deep in your spirit, if it feels like a mirror reflecting your journey, let it be known. Like this message as a quiet amen, a whisper that says, "Yes, this was for me." Share it. not for numbers or noise, but because someone else may be standing where you once stood in the middle of their storm, wondering if God still sees them. You could be the hand that reminds them that He does. And if you haven't already, subscribe, not as a follower, but as a witness. Stay connected, so that together we continue walking through the fire until the gold in us shines. This space isn't just a platform, it's a refuge for the chosen, a gathering place for those who refuse to give up when the battle feels final. Because, beloved, you are part of something bigger than yourself. You are not just surviving, you are becoming a voice for the voiceless, a sign of hope for the weary, a living declaration that grace wins. The darkness trembles when you rise, and tonight, the soil that once held you captive will bow to the seed it tried to bury. Chosen one, you've begun to feel the shift in your spirit, the quiet tremor that says something is ending, and something far greater is beginning. It's as if the atmosphere itself has changed around you. The places that once felt heavy are growing lighter, and the prayers that once felt stuck are starting to move again. You can sense it. Heaven is responding. But make no mistake, what you are stepping into is not ordinary. This isn't a simple season change. It's a divine transition. You are crossing from survival into assignment, from pain into power. That's why the air feels charged, why your emotions swing between peace and warfare. You're standing at the threshold of your next level, and heaven is testing if you're ready to carry it. The battles that have intensified are not signs of failure. They're confirmations that you are near the gate. Every warrior must face the final guardian before entering the new realm. That guardian is fear. Fear of what could go wrong. Fear of who might not understand. Fear that maybe you're not enough. But hear this, fear is loudest right before faith wins. Heaven speaks clearly through the words in Deuteronomy, chapter 31, verse 6. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them. For the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. No, you are not walking into the unknown alone. The same God who carried you through the last storm is the same, one who stands beside you now. The road ahead may look uncertain, but every step has been written in eternity. Your destiny has coordinates only heaven knows. And right now, you are exactly where you're supposed to be. I know it's tempting to look back to measure your progress by what you've lost or what didn't work out. But don't. The past is not your prison, it was your classroom. Every heartbreak refined your compassion. Every closed door redirected your faith. Every silent season trained your discernment. What once broke you now builds you. You're not the same person who started this journey. The fears that once held you captive no longer fit who you've become. You've outgrown them. The chains of insecurity have loosened because truth has taken root in you. You've begun to realize that your strength isn't in perfection, it's in persistence. You keep showing up, even when it hurts. You keep believing, even when there's no visible reason to. That's faith, the kind that makes demons tremble. This battle is about identity. The enemy knows he can't destroy you, so he tries to confuse you. He tries to make you forget who you are and whose you are. But the more you remember your divine name, the weaker his hold becomes. You are not just chosen, you are commissioned. You were sent to shift atmospheres, to break generational curses, to bring light into places that forgot what hope felt like. The tension you feel now is not punishment, it's expansion. The stretching of your faith is making room for the blessing you prayed for. You asked God for more, and now He's enlarging your capacity to carry it. Growth doesn't always feel glorious. It often feels like breaking. But even breaking has beauty when heaven is the sculptor. This moment is sacred. Heaven is watching how you respond. You could complain, retreat, or grow weary, or you could rise. And as you rise, something powerful happens. Your very act of endurance becomes worship. It tells the darkness, I still believe. It tells heaven, I am ready. And so, chosen one, here in this divine pause, I invite you to do something prophetic, not for the algorithm, not for me, but as a declaration that you receive this word deep into your spirit. Comment, Shmona me'ot shmonim v'shmona below. Why that number? Because 888 represents new beginnings, multiplied an overflow of restoration, a symbol of resurrection beyond what was lost. It's heaven's whisper saying, you're not starting over, you're starting greater. Every time you type it, you're telling your spirit, I choose renewal over regret. I choose courage over fear. I choose forward over familiar. This is not just another post. This is a prophetic moment. The atmosphere responds to obedience. When you make that declaration, you're aligning your words with what heaven has already spoken. It's an act of faith that says, my story doesn't end here. It's just turning the page. No, take a breath. Chosen one. The old chapter is closing, and the ink of grace is already writing the next one. The same fire that once tested you will now illuminate your path, and as you walk, heaven walks with you, deep within you. Something ancient stirs a quiet power that has slept through seasons of silence, but is now awakening. You can feel it in your spirit like the first light before dawn. It's subtle, yet unmistakable. This is the rising of your hidden strength, the unveiling of the power heaven placed within you before the foundations of the world. There was a time when you doubted it, when you mistook humility for invisibility and meekness for weakness. You lowered your light so others wouldn't feel small beside it. You silenced your voice so peace could exist, even at the expense of your truth. But heaven never called you to shrink, it called you to shine. What was hidden beneath layers of fear, self-doubt, and guilt is now beginning to surface. You've spent years being faithful in small things, doing unseen work, carrying invisible burdens, and now, the same God who watched your private obedience is about to release public favor. This is the season where hidden strength becomes visible purpose. Everything you learned in the dark will now serve you in the light. As was spoken in the ancient writings of Romans, chapter 8, verse 31, what then shall we say in response to these things? If God is for us, who can be against us? Let those words anchor you. You have carried too much, fought too long, and grown too deep to go backward now. Heaven is on your side, even when you cannot feel its presence. Every challenge has been designed to reveal a new layer of power in you. The struggles that once drained you now bow before your endurance. The pain that once silenced you now amplifies your message. Do you remember when you thought the fire would consume you? It didn't. It refined you. Do you remember when you believed the storm would destroy you? It didn't. It strengthened your roots. Everything the enemy sent to bury you became fertilizer for your faith. You are not fragile, you are forged. You have walked through seasons that would have broken lesser souls, yet you emerge stronger, wiser, softer in heart, but sharper in spirit. You are no longer who you were. You have evolved. There's a weight in your presence now, a quiet authority born from surviving what should have ended you. Heaven has upgraded your voice, and when you speak, the atmosphere responds. It's not about volume, it's about vibration. You carry resonance now, the sound of someone who knows who they are. The hidden strength within you is not loud, it's steady. It's not about control, it's about clarity. You no longer need to prove yourself. You simply need to be yourself. Because who you are, fully awakened, is already dangerous to darkness. The enemy's greatest fear was that you'd discover your own strength, and now you have. There will be moments ahead when old insecurities try to return, when old voices echo lies that once bound you. But you'll notice they sound different now, smaller, weaker, powerless. That's because your perspective has changed. You no longer see from the ground, you see from grace. The mountain that once intimidated you now looks smaller because you've grown taller in spirit. This awakening won't be loud. It will happen in whispers, in moments of divine knowing. You'll walk into situations that once scared you and find peace instead of panic. You'll face the same storms, but notice the winds don't shake you like before. You'll realize that what once felt impossible now feels inevitable. That's the sign. You've changed. And this strength isn't just for you, it's for those you will touch. Your endurance has become a map for others still wandering. Your scars, once sources of shame, now serve as signposts pointing toward healing. You will find that when you speak from experience, hearts listen. When you extend grace, chains fall. When you stand in truth, light multiplies. You are a carrier of something holy now, not because you are perfect, but because you have been purified through persistence. Heaven doesn't choose the flawless, it chooses the faithful. And you, chosen one, have proven faithful in the waiting, the weeping, and the warfare. That is why new authority rests on you now. Do not underestimate what has been awakened inside you. You are the answer to someone's prayer, the evidence that survival is possible, the embodiment of endurance clothed in grace. The strength within you is not borrowed, it's inherited. It flows from divine lineage, from the same power that spoke galaxies into being. Stand tall, not in arrogance, but in awareness. You carry heaven's fingerprint, and from this moment forward, you will move differently, no longer trying to be seen, but walking as one who knows they are already known. The battlefield has grown quiet, but don't mistake the silence for peace. What you are facing now is not the absence of war, it is the enemy's last move. The air feels strange, doesn't it? Heavy but still. It's that eerie calm that comes before a final confrontation, when everything you've learned is about to be tested one last time. This is where the enemy reveals his final card, hoping to undo the progress you've fought so hard to gain. He doesn't come now with open attacks. He comes with whispers, subtle lies, gentle doute, the kind that sound like your own thoughts. You've come this far, but what if you fail now? What if this peace doesn't last? What if you've misunderstood everything? But hear this, chosen one. The devil only questions what he cannot control. His strategy is not strength, it's suggestion. If he can't destroy you, he'll try to distract you. You've learned his patterns by now. He attacks when you're tired, when your prayers have turned into sighs, when your victories are still fragile. But this time, you're different. You've matured in warfare. You recognize that not every storm is sent to destroy you. Some storms come to confirm your authority. This final round is not about fighting harder, it's about standing firmer. You have been equipped for this exact moment. The lessons from past battles have become your armor. The faith that once trembled now stands steady. The prayers that once begged now command. You are no longer a victim of spiritual warfare. You are a victor walking through it. The apostle reminds us in his letter to the Ephesians, chapter 6, verse 11. Put on the full armor of God, so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes. That armor is already upon you. Truth guards your mind. Righteousness protects your heart. And faith shields you from fiery arrows. The word of God has become your sword. Not a weapon you hold occasionally, but one you have learned to wield with precision. Every attack that once caused panic now triggers remembrance. You've been here before. And every time, God has brought you through. This last move of the enemy is desperate because he knows what's next. He knows that after this, you ascend into a level of clarity and peace he cannot access. He wants you exhausted before the elevation, weary before the reward. But what he doesn't realize is that your strength no longer comes from adrenaline, it comes from assurance. You no longer fight for victory, you fight from it. You may feel pressure, confusion, or even fear. But remember, pressure is proof that you're carrying something powerful. The enemy's resistance only validates heaven's recognition. The more intense the attack, the greater the glory that follows. What looks like chaos is actually alignment in disguise. Heaven allows exposure so that truth can shine where deception once hid. The enemy's final tactic is subtlety. He will tempt you to fight battles that no longer deserve your energy. He will try to provoke you into old cycles, drag you into arguments that drain your peace, or resurrect emotions you've already buried. But not every invitation deserves attendance. Wisdom sometimes means walking away. You win by silence as much as by speech. Chosen one, you've grown too much to fall for the same traps. You know what your peace costs, and you're not trading it for temporary noise. There's a holy stillness in you now, a quiet awareness that says, I don't need to prove anything, I just need to remain. And that's what terrifies darkness the most, your stability. This battle doesn't end with a shout. It ends with stillness. The enemy expects panic, but you respond with peace. He expects retaliation, but you respond with worship. He expects collapse, but you rise in calm authority, because your confidence is no longer in the absence of war, but in the presence of God. And when the dust finally settles, you will realize something profound. The enemy never had power, he only had your attention. Once you stopped feeding him fear, he starved. Once you stopped believing his lies, they lost their weight. Once you stood your ground, the ground beneath you became sacred. So, breathe. Let the noise fade. You've already won this battle. You're just walking it out. The final move belongs to heaven. And when the dawn breaks, you will stand not as one barely surviving, but as one completely free. The winds have shifted again. Chosen one. The storm that once raged against you has grown strangely quiet. Not because the war is over, but because heaven is repositioning you. You are no longer fighting for survival. You are now standing as a warrior of prophecy. Everything you've endured was never random. It was preparation for this precise moment. Heaven wrote your name into this timeline. And now, the page is turning. You were not placed here to be hidden forever. The seasons of obscurity were not punishment, but protection. God was training your hands for battle and your heart for compassion. The isolation, the delays, the misunderstandings, they were divine classrooms. You were learning endurance, learning trust, learning how to walk when the path wasn't visible. And now, the divine whisper grows stronger. It's time to stand in what you've become. As the ancient words recorded in Romans, chapter 8, verse 19, remind us, "For the creation waits in eager expectation for the children of God to be revealed." That revelation is you. You are not waiting for a sign, you are the sign. You are the fulfillment of promises spoken generations ago. The very atmosphere around you has been anticipating your awakening. The darkness knew this moment would come, which is why it tried so hard to break you before you arrived here. But prophecy cannot be cancelled, it can only be delayed. And delay does not mean denial. You are stepping into the role heaven prepared long before your first breath. The authority you now carry isn't given by titles or people, it's forged through suffering, through obedience, through the crushing that made you whole. Every tear was training, every loss was leadership in disguise. You are not a victim of your story, you are the vessel chosen to carry its glory. But understand this, with revelation comes responsibility. The light that shines from you now will draw both admiration and resistance. Some will celebrate you, others will question you, but none will be able to ignore you. You are the evidence that grace wins, that faith works, that resilience is holy. Your life itself has become a message written in the language of survival. And now, heaven calls you to speak, not always with words, but with presence. When you enter a room, peace should follow. When you lift your head, hope should rise. You are not here to debate darkness. You are here to displace it. Every act of kindness, every whisper of faith, every step of obedience shakes the unseen realm. You've been through the wilderness long enough to know that the real battlefield is not outside, it's within. The mind that once doubted is now disciplined. The heart that once feared is now focused. And that is where true authority is born. The more you master your inner world, the more heaven trusts you with influence in the outer one. You are being positioned to impact others. But don't let the weight of that calling intimidate you. Remember, you were never meant to carry the assignment alone. The same Spirit that called you will empower you. The same God that anointed you will sustain you. You don't have to perform, you just have to remain. This is the unveiling, the moment when everything hidden inside you begins to manifest outwardly. You'll start to see doors open, conversations shift, opportunities align, not because of luck, but because your time has come. You are walking into the fulfillment of prophecy. But before you go further, pause and seal this truth with an act of agreement, a moment of acknowledgement between your spirit and heaven itself. Comment, "I am ready." Yes. Write those 3 words, not for validation, but for alignment. When you declare them, you're telling heaven, "I accept my role. I embrace my assignment. I will not run from who I've become." These words are not about emotion, they're about agreement. Every time you say them, The atmosphere around you shifts a little more, because heaven always responds to readiness. Say it not as a whisper of fear, but as a roar of surrender. I am ready, ready to forgive, ready to lead, ready to love again, ready to shine where it once hurt to stand. It's more than a phrase. It's a key unlocking the next door of destiny. You were always meant for this. The preparation, the waiting, the breaking it all led to this chapter. You are the fulfillment of something holy, written before the world began. So stand tall, warrior of prophecy. The world is about to witness what heaven already knew, that you are chosen, and that you are ready, chosen one. There comes a moment in every journey when surrender feels heavier than battle. You reach a point where your hands grow tired of holding, your voice weary from praying, your heart worn thin from believing. And yet, this right here is where heaven whispers, "Be still. Let me fight for you." End of. You've been carrying too much for too long. You've tried to fix what only faith can heal. You've tried to open doors that only divine timing can unlock. But surrender is not failure. It's trust in its purest form. It's the sacred act of saying, "God, I release what was never mine to control." You have been strong for so long that you forgot. Strength is not the absence of rest. Even warriors need to lay down their armor. Even angels pause between assignments. This is your pause, a holy invitation to exhale, to stop striving and start receiving, because heaven moves most when you stop forcing and start flowing. As the Word of God declares in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 11, verse 28, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." You've earned that rest. The kind of peace that doesn't just quiet the noise around you, but stills the storm within. You don't have to prove anything anymore. You've already proven faith through every battle survived. Now God is saying, "Let me carry you the rest of the way." End 1. Think of a river flowing through the mountains. It doesn't fight the rocks, it moves around them, shaping the earth as it passes. That's what surrender does. It doesn't mean giving up. It means trusting the current to lead you exactly where you're meant to go. You are that river, soft yet strong, quiet yet unstoppable. You may not see the full picture yet, but heaven does. While you're standing in the middle of uncertainty, God is already at the end, arranging everything to work in your favor. Every unanswered question will soon make sense, like puzzle pieces finally fitting together after years of waiting. There's something sacred about release. When you let go, your hands become free to receive. When you stop clinging to what's breaking, you make room for what's being born. That's why this moment matters. It's not the end of your fight, it's the beginning of your freedom. You've carried the weight of disappointment, the fear of failure, the ache of delay, and still, you've walked in faith. That's rare. That's holy. That's why heaven calls you beloved. You've proven that love for God is not just praise when things go right, it's persistence when nothing makes sense. So now, breathe deeply. Feel the release in your spirit as you whisper, "I trust you." Lord, let those words echo beyond your lips and into your soul. This is the sound of surrender, and heaven recognizes it instantly. The moment you release, angels are dispatched. The moment you trust, things begin to shift. You are not losing by letting go. You are gaining everything that was waiting for your yes. The door of rest opens only to those who have learned to stop knocking and start trusting. And if this message reaches the depths of your heart, if it feels like it's speaking directly to the weary parts of your soul, then pause with me. Take a breath and allow gratitude to rise. Then, as a quiet act of faith, like this message, not as a routine, but as a whisper to heaven that says, I receive this peace. Share it not as obligation, but as obedience. Somewhere, someone is sitting in silence, fighting a battle they can't explain. Your simple act might be the light that reaches them. That's how heaven works. It multiplies hope through the hands of those who care. And if you haven't already, subscribe, not as a follower, but as part of a family that believes in the unseen. This space was built for hearts like yours, those who fight quietly, believe fiercely, and love deeply. Together, we grow, we rise, we rest. Remember, chosen one surrender is not the end of your strength. It's the beginning of divine support. The moment you let go, heaven takes hold, and soon, you will see that what you released wasn't loss, it was exchange. God is giving you beauty for ashes, peace for pressure, purpose for pain. The river within you flows again. The current of grace carries you onward. The war inside quiets not because you've escaped it, but because you've finally remembered who commands the storm. There is a fire moving through your veins now, a steady, holy flame that will not be quenched. It is not the wildfire of emotion, but the enduring fire of purpose. You have walked through too much to burn out now. What once weakened you now fuels you. Every scar has become kindling. Every prayer whispered in pain now feeds the flame. This is not just recovery, it is resurrection. You were never meant to live in survival mode forever. You were meant to thrive, to rise, to walk in holy confidence. There is a rhythm of power returning to your steps, a divine pulse that reminds you, you are still chosen, still anointed, still called. The same spirit that hovered over creation now breathes through you. The same power that raised Jesus from the grave now fuels your next breath. You can feel it, a new determination, a sacred energy awakening within. It's not arrogance, it's awareness. Awareness of who you've become through the fire. Awareness that you've been preserved for a reason. Awareness that your time of hiding has ended and your season of radiance has begun. As it was written in the second letter to Timothy, chapter 1, verse 6, for this reason I remind you to fan into flame the gift of God, which is in you through the laying on of my hands. There it is, the call to keep the flame alive. Heaven did not ignite this fire in you for it to flicker in fear. It was meant to shine boldly, even in darkness. You are not here to blend into the background. You are here to blaze trails that others will follow. Every time you choose faith over fear, the flame grows. Every time you speak truth, when silence feels safer, the fire spreads. Do you remember how you used to shrink when you felt unworthy? That time is over. You are stepping into your authority, not by force, but by divine right. You are realizing that humility and power can coexist. Humility in knowing the source of your strength, and power in knowing its purpose. This is the sacred balance of those truly anointed, meek enough to serve, but mighty enough to lead. You've been through seasons where you thought your light had gone out, but it never did. It only dimmed while you gathered oil. The crushing you endured produced that oil, the wisdom, the compassion, the discernment. You didn't lose your fire. It was simply being refined to burn longer and brighter. The flame within you is no ordinary light. It's not dependent on external fuel. It's sustained by divine breath. When others lose hope, you will carry it. When the world grows cold, you will be warmth. That is why the attacks against your passion were so strong, because the enemy knows that one soul on fire can ignite nations. Do not hide this flame anymore. You've been entrusted with it. It is your inheritance, your weapon, your gift to the world. You may feel small at times, but even a single candle defies an entire room of darkness. Your obedience, your perseverance, your love, they all carry the spark of heaven. There will be moments ahead when you'll be tempted to dim your light again, to play small so others feel comfortable, to quiet your conviction, to avoid conflict. But remember this, you were not sent to comfort darkness, you were sent to confront it. The world doesn't need another echo, it needs your voice. The heavens didn't call another, they called you. This fire is not about spectacle, it's about sanctity. It doesn't demand attention, it commands transformation. You'll notice that people will start to draw near you, not because you seek them, but because light attracts what longs to be healed. Don't fear that pull, it's part of your purpose. You were made to burn for something greater than yourself. There is still more in you, more passion, more vision, more wisdom. The fire hasn't reached its peak yet. It's only beginning to expand, reaching corners of your life that once felt cold. Every area that was numb will feel warmth again. Every dream that was buried will stir. This flame is not temporary. It is eternal because it comes from the Eternal One. You will not burn out. You will burn brighter. And every step you take from now on will leave a trail of light for others to follow. So guard this fire. Feed it. Honor it. It's more than emotion. It's evidence that heaven still breathes through you. Chosen one. The heavens are calling your name again. There is movement in the unseen angels, shifting positions. Assignments being released. Doors beginning to unlock. You can feel it. Can't you? That strange mix of peace and anticipation. Like standing at the edge of something holy. Heaven is about to call you by name. Not in a whisper this time, but in a roar that all creation will hear. This is not just another breakthrough. This is recognition. The season of hiddenness is giving way to revelation. You've been faithful in obscurity, steady in silence, obedient when no one applauded. And now, God steps forward not to introduce himself, but to introduce you, to say, "This one is mine." You have felt overlooked, but you were never forgotten. Heaven was watching while you served quietly, while you forgave repeatedly, while you loved when it was inconvenient. You thought no one noticed, but heaven was keeping score. Every act of grace became a seed. Every prayer whispered in tears became a sound wave that reached eternity. We are reminded in the book of Isaiah, chapter 49, verse 16, "See, I have engraved you on the palms of my hands. Your walls are ever before me." Do you understand what that means? Beloved, you are not just remembered, you are engraved. Your name is written into the hands that formed galaxies. Your story is etched into the scars that redeemed the world. You were never lost in the crowd. Heaven has always known exactly where to find you. Now, the time of revealing begins. When heaven calls you by name, it's not merely to honor you, It's to position you. God doesn't highlight without purpose. The visibility coming to your life is not for vanity, but for victory. You are being raised so that others may rise. You are being lifted not to be seen, but to be heard, because your story carries the sound of deliverance. There will be a shift in the way people perceive you. Those who dismissed you will wonder how you changed so quickly. But it's not sudden, it's sacred. You've simply caught up to what heaven declared long ago. The divine delay was never denial, it was alignment. The anointing upon you had to meet the maturity within you. When heaven speaks your name this time, it will echo through every dimension of your life. Relationships will realign, purpose will clarify, closed doors will open without knocking. You won't have to strive. Favor will recognize its reflection in you. Because heaven does not call in vain when God speaks. Everything listens. You might not feel ready, but readiness was never a requirement. Obedience was, and you've been obedient in seasons when it would have been easier to give up. You've worshipped with tears, trusted without answers, stood when it hurt to stay standing. And that's why heaven moves now, because you have proven trustworthy. But before this new chapter fully unfolds, heaven asks for your agreement. The same faith that carried you through the valley must now carry you onto the mountain. Speak it, declare it, seal it in the spiritual realm. Comment 1111 below as a prophetic act. Why 1111? Because it represents divine alignment, heaven and earth coming into agreement. 1 stands for unity, for oneness with God's plan, and 4 ones in a row declare that your path, your purpose, your power, and your promise are aligning in perfect order. This is not numerology, it's symbolism. When you type 1111, you're telling heaven, I agree with what you've spoken. I align with my calling. This is how destiny unfolds, not in noise, but in agreement. When you declare it, you're joining heaven's voice. You're stepping into sync with divine rhythm. That small act becomes a key, unlocking the next phase of your journey. Chosen one, listen carefully. When God calls your name this time, answer without hesitation. Don't downplay your worth. Don't shrink back into shadows you've already outgrown. You were chosen for this moment, for this message, for this impact. You are not here by accident. You are heaven's intentional design. The world needs what you carry, the wisdom born from your wounds, the faith shaped by your fire, the compassion carved from your pain. Heaven is not asking you to be perfect. It's asking you to be present. Your yes is all that's required. So when the call comes, and it will lift your head, steady your heart and say, here I am, Lord. For the same voice that spoke light into existence now speaks your name with love and authority. The time of hiding is over. The time of revealing has come. Heaven calls you by name, and all of creation listens. The tide is turning. Chosen one. You can feel it deep within your spirit, like a shifting beneath the surface of the sea. What once pressed against you now begins to push you forward. The resistance that once felt endless is becoming momentum. What was meant to break you is now building you. This is the turning of the tide, the sacred reversal that only heaven could orchestrate. Every battle, every heartbreak, every delay was part of this divine equation. God has taken what was meant for harm and is converting it into healing. The ashes of what you lost are becoming the foundation of something unshakable. The stones that once wounded you will soon build your altar of remembrance. The very things you thought would destroy you have been transformed into stepping stones for your destiny. You may not have noticed it yet, but heaven has been quietly shifting the balance. The scales that once seemed unfair are now tipping in your favor. The same waters that threatened to drown you are now carrying you toward promise. This is the mystery of grace. It never leaves a wound unredeemed. As was proclaimed in the book of Genesis, chapter 50, verse 20, "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good, to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives." That's your story. In one sentence, what was meant to harm you has become your greatest testimony. Every betrayal birthed wisdom. Every failure taught humility. Every delay deepened faith. And now, God is weaving every thread, light and dark, pain and joy, into a tapestry that tells the story of His faithfulness. This is what divine turnaround looks like. It doesn't erase the past, it redeems it. The memories that once triggered pain now trigger gratitude. The scars that once embarrassed you now remind you of survival. You no longer ask, "Why did this happen to me?" Instead, you whisper, "Thank you, Lord, for what it taught me." Long. The shift is subtle but powerful. You are no longer driven by fear, you are fueled by purpose. The bitterness that once lived in your heart has dissolved into understanding. You realize now that some things didn't fall apart, they fell into place. The very people who left made space for those who would truly stand beside you. The closed doors were not rejections, they were redirections. This turning of the tide is not loud or dramatic. It comes gently, like the ocean reclaiming the shore. One moment, you're standing in ruins. The next, you realize you're standing in resurrection. It's quiet, but undeniable. Favor begins to find you. Peace starts to dwell where pain once lived. The weight on your chest becomes wind at your back. You are no longer the wounded one, you are the wise one. No longer the chaste, you are the chosen. The trials that once made you question God are now the proof that He never left you. You've walked through fire and discovered that you were flame-proof all along. There is a serenity that follows every storm. And you are walking in that now. The chaos that once ruled your mind has been replaced with calm clarity. You've learned to listen for God in whispers, to find His hand even in heartbreak. You no longer need dramatic signs because you recognize His presence in the ordinary. And here is the beauty of this moment. You've stopped fighting what was always meant to grow you. Acceptance has replaced anxiety. Gratitude has replaced grief. You've realized that life isn't happening to you, it's happening for you. Every chapter was necessary to prepare you for this page. This is the divine reversal, the moment when heaven says, "Enough." The enemy's time in your story expires, and the favor of God takes its rightful place. You're no longer surviving waves, you're walking on them. You've been through the depths and discovered that faith floats. And now, chosen one, your peace will confuse those who watched your pain. Your joy will make no sense to those who saw your sorrow. But that's what grace does. It makes the impossible undeniable. You don't need to explain it. You just need to live it. Keep walking. Even if you can't yet see the full sunrise, the tide has already turned, and the current of grace is carrying you forward. What once buried you is now blessing you. What once hurt you now helps you. You are living proof that when God turns the tide, Even the waves obey his voice. You have walked through the fire and emerged as something entirely new. What others see now is strength. But what heaven sees is endurance, a heart that refused to quit, even when it had every reason to. You have become a living testament that faith can survive the fiercest flames. Every trial, every tear, every trembling prayer was not wasted. It was currency sown into eternity, and now heaven is returning the harvest. This is the moment when the crown of endurance begins to form. It's not a crown of gold or jewels. It's made of unseen victories, nights when you chose to keep believing, mornings when you rose from the ashes, days when you showed love instead of resentment. Every act of perseverance has built the invisible crown that rests upon your head now. As the Word of God declares in the book of James, chapter 1, verse 12, "Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial because, having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life that the Lord has promised to those who love him." Not, this is the reward of the faithful, not ease, but elevation. You have proven that love can endure suffering, that faith can withstand silence, that light can still shine after being buried in darkness. The crown you wear now is not ornamental, it is spiritual authority, forged through endurance. You are no longer merely surviving life, you are reigning over it. There is a weight to this crown, and you will feel it. It's the gravity of purpose, the awareness that you've been entrusted with influence, with testimony, with legacy. Heaven didn't give you endurance for you alone, it gave it to you so that others might learn from your scars. You have walked through valleys that someone else is now entering. Your story will become their roadmap out. Do not underestimate what you carry. Every lesson etched into your soul is a jewel. The patience you've learned, the compassion you've developed, the strength you've built, they are rare treasures in a world that seeks shortcuts. People chase crowns of comfort, but you have earned a crown of character. And that, beloved, is the one heaven values most. Look at how far you've come. Once, you trembled at the thought of tomorrow. Now, you walk with a quiet confidence. Once, you doubted whether you could endure another storm. Now, storm pass, and you remain unshaken. You have become unmovable, not because life stopped being difficult, but because your foundation grew deeper. You no longer panic when waves rise. You remember who walks on them. This strength within you did not come cheaply. It was bought through pain, purchased through perseverance, refined in the fire of long nights and unanswered questions. And yet, despite it all, you stand. That is the miracle, the endurance of the chosen. Heaven watches in awe when a human heart keeps beating for God after breaking in the process. The endurance you've gained has changed your vision. You no longer measure success by comfort, but by obedience. You no longer see waiting as wasting, but as training. You've learned that sometimes victory is not in the shout, but in the stillness. Sometimes the greatest triumph is simply not giving up. And in this awareness, peace begins to crown your thoughts. The striving quiets, the proving ends. You've realized that you don't need to earn God's love, you just need to embody it. You no longer chase validation because you've discovered value. You no longer fear endings because you've seen resurrection. You no longer need the world's approval because you already have heaven's attention. The crown you wear cannot be taken by circumstance or stolen by envy. It is sealed by your perseverance, guarded by grace. Even when life throws new battles your way, the strength within you will not waver. You've endured too much to ever go back to who you were. So, wear your crown quietly, but confidently. You don't need to announce it. The world will recognize it through your peace. When others panic, you remain calm. When others curse the storm, you see the purpose within it. That's how heaven's royalty moves, not in noise, but in knowing. Your crown is not about status, it's about spirit. It's the symbol of someone who refused to break, who chose love over bitterness, faith over fear, and purpose over pain. It's invisible to the world, but radiant to heaven. And as you stand now, crowned with endurance, remember this truth. You were never fighting for the crown, you were becoming it. Every tear polished it. Every test shaped it. Every act of trust secured it. The crown of endurance is not just something you wear, it's something you've become. And from this moment forward, every step you take will shine with the quiet glory of one who has overcome. The battlefield is behind you now. Chosen one. The air smells different, cleaner, lighter. The dust of war is settling. And for the first time in a long while, you can breathe without fear. You're standing in the quiet that follows victory. And though your armor bears scratches and scars, it gleams with glory. You have survived the season that was meant to silence you. And now, heaven declares, this is your glory after the battle. Your scars are not signs of weakness, they are seals of authenticity. Each one tells a story. That wound on your heart, it speaks of love that refused to turn bitter. That mark on your spirit, it whispers of nights you stood alone, yet refused to stop believing. You have become a living archive of divine endurance. Heaven sees every scar as a verse in your testimony, every tear as a line in your victory song. According to the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 4, verse 17, for our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all. That's the truth of your story. The weight of glory always exceeds the weight of suffering. What was heavy before now feels light because your spirit has grown stronger than your sorrow. The glory of God doesn't always arrive in flashes of light. Sometimes it comes quietly, wrapped in the peace that follows pain. Look around you. The landscape of your life has changed. Where there were once ruins, new gardens are growing. The ashes of your past have become fertile soil for purpose. You have become like a field after rain, soft, ready, renewed. Even your footsteps carry restoration now. And here's what's extraordinary. Your story no longer belongs only to you. Your victory has become medicine for others. Somewhere, someone will survive because you did. Your testimony will echo like a bridge between despair and hope. When you speak, chains will loosen, not because of eloquence, but because of empathy. You've walked through the valley. You know the terrain of pain. And that makes your compassion powerful. So don't hide your story, shine it, not with pride, but with gratitude. You don't need to glorify the wound, only the healing. Your journey is the proof that darkness never has the final word. Share it like a lantern, quietly lighting the path for others, still stumbling through their storms. Think of it like this: your life is a lighthouse on a foggy coast. Ships lost at sea aren't saved by loudness, they're saved by light. And your light, born from perseverance, will guide others home. That's why your voice matters. That's why your story deserves to be heard. If this message resonates with the rhythm of your own heart, if something within you whispers, "Yes, this is me," then pause for a moment. Like this message, not as routine, but as a way of saying, "I'm still standing." Let it be your quiet shout of gratitude to heaven. Share it, because there are others still in the storm who need to know peace is possible. Someone is scrolling through darkness right now, wondering if they'll ever smile again. Your small act of sharing might be the light that finds them. That's how grace multiplies, through simple acts of compassion. And if this space has become a place where your soul exhales, subscribe, not as an obligation, but as an act of connection. Stay close to this stream of words and worship, to the flow that keeps reminding you of who you are when the world tries to make you forget. Together, we build not just an audience, but a family of overcomers. And when you're ready, add your voice below. Leave a comment of what this season has taught you. Your reflection might be the mirror someone else needs to see themselves in hope again. Each story left here becomes part of a greater testimony, a chorus of redemption rising from ashes to glory. You fought hard, chosen one. Now it's time to live loud, not with noise, but with meaning. Walk like someone who has been rewritten by mercy. Speak like someone who carries eternity in their tone. Love like someone who knows pain but still believes in light. The battle was never about destroying you. It was about defining you. And now that the dust has settled, your spirit shines with a beauty no storm can erase. You are not the same as before. You are brighter, deeper, freer. You are the living proof that victory is not just an event, it's a way of being. The night is nearly over, and a new dawn begins to rise upon your soul. The horizon glows faintly, and though the light is still soft, it carry promise. You've walked through the darkest valleys and survived the fiercest storms. And now, heaven ushers you into a new season, the season of peace that cannot be shaken. The season where fear no longer finds a home in your heart. This new dawn is not merely a change in circumstance, it is a change in identity. You are no longer the one who prays for strength, you have become strength itself. You are no longer asking for courage, you embody it. What once terrified you now trembles before the calm authority that rests upon you. You have been transformed from wounded to whole, from waiting to walking, from questioning to knowing. As the Word of God reminds us in the book of Philippians, chapter 1, verse 6, being confident of this, that he who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion. This new dawn is the evidence of completion, not of your story, but of a cycle. The refining is done. The pruning has ended. What remains is purpose blooming in full color. For so long, you lived in the tension between promise and fulfillment, carrying dreams that seemed impossible. But now the timing of heaven aligns with the readiness of your spirit. What was once delayed is now being delivered. Peace begins to dwell within you, like a river finding its rightful path. It flows effortlessly, gently carving through the landscape of your being. This peace is not fragile, it is fierce. It does not depend on circumstances, it commands them. It stands unbothered by uncertainty, untouched by fear, unmoved by opposition. It is not the absence of noise, it is the presence of divine stability. You can feel the shift within yourself. You don't react as you once did. You no longer rush to defend, to prove, to explain. You've discovered that silence, when guided by wisdom, is more powerful than any argument. You've realized that peace is not passive, it is the loudest declaration of faith. When the world pulls at your emotions, you remain anchored, because you know who holds your heart. This peace doesn't erase the memory of pain, but it transforms it. What once hurt now teaches. What once frightened now strengthens. You carry the memory of storms without the residue of their chaos. Like the sea after the wind calms, your soul reflects light again. The waters that once raged now shimmer with stillness. You've stopped running from challenges because you understand now that what comes against you is often what confirms you. You no longer pray for an easy life. You pray for endurance, for clarity, for purpose. You've seen that comfort can weaken and that struggle refines. And in this understanding, peace, fin de permanence. This peace also changes the way you see others. You begin to bless those who once misunderstood you. You forgive faster, love deeper, listen longer. Because peace has taught you that vengeance wastes energy and that compassion multiplies strength. You no longer need validation. You are content with divine approval. You no longer chase belonging. You rest in being chosen. Even your prayers sound different now. They are less about asking and more about aligning, less about pleading and more about partnering with heaven. You no longer cry out for rescue. You thank God for revelation. The maturity that peace brings turns your warfare into worship, your striving into surrender. This new dawn is gentle, but it is mighty. You are stepping into days where grace feels natural, where blessings come without striving, where your steps are guided not by fear, but by flow. It's as if heaven has adjusted the rhythm of your life to match its divine tempo. You no longer run ahead, you walk in sync. And as you move through this season, you'll notice that peace doesn't mean everything is perfect. It means you are not flawless, but whole, not untouched by pain, but unbroken by it. You'll still face storms, but they won't shake you. They'll serve you. You'll still meet challenges, but they won't define you. They'll refine you. This peace is the proof that heaven's work in you is complete. You are now the calm in the chaos, the still voice in the storm, the light that refuses to flicker. The new dawn rising in your soul will not fade. It will only grow brighter with every step you take. So walk forward. Chosen one. The shadows may still stretch behind you, but they no longer hold power. The sun of righteousness rises over your life, and every dark thing bows before its light. You have entered the realm where fear cannot breathe, and peace is not fleeting, it is forever. And now, chosen one, the journey reaches its sacred completion. You stand at the summit of everything you've endured, breathing in the air of freedom, tasting the clarity that comes after the storm. The echoes of your past battles fade into memory, and before you stretches a horizon washed in light. This is not the ending, it is the unveiling of who you've become. You are no longer the one who fought for victory. You are the embodiment of it. Heaven celebrates you, not because you were flawless, but because you were faithful. You kept walking when your feet bled. You kept believing when the evidence mocked your faith. You refused to curse the darkness, even when you couldn't find the dawn. That, beloved, is victory, the quiet kind that angels record and eternity remembers. There's a profound stillness that follows transformation. The world doesn't look the same, not because it has changed, but because you have. The lens through which you see everything has been cleansed by tears and polished by time. Where once you saw endings, you now see beginnings. Where once you saw loss, you now see lessons. Your sight has been sanctified, as the eternal truth declares in the book of Revelation, chapter 21, verse 4. He will wipe every tear from their eyes. There will be no more death or mourning or crying or pain, for the old order of things has passed away. And the person you once were, the one who doubted, who feared, who carried shame, has been laid to rest. The tomb you once mourned beside is empty. What lives now is the reborn version of you, radiant with purpose, clothed in peace, anointed with wisdom. You have crossed from striving into stillness, from questioning into knowing. The tests that once tormented you now serve as testimonies. The memories of hardship no longer sting, they shine. You can look back now without pain because you finally understand what it was all for. God was not punishing you, He was preparing you. Every loss stripped away what couldn't go with you into this new realm. Every heartbreak cleared the space for holy love to dwell. Every delay taught you to trust the unseen timing of heaven. You've stepped into the dimension of divine maturity. It's the space where your soul no longer needs constant reassurance. Because it has learned the language of peace, you no longer seek signs, you are the sign. The light that glows within you doesn't flicker. When the wind blows, it dances with it. Even challenges now serve as reminders of how far you've come. This final chapter of your transformation is marked by simplicity. You find joy in small things, a sunrise, a quiet conversation, a heartbeat steady in gratitude. You've learned that heaven is not a distant place. It's a presence that lives within every surrendered moment. You no longer chase destiny, you walk with it. You no longer question your worth, you live from it. There's a grace that flows through you now, one that others can feel without words. You've become a vessel of peace, a carrier of calm. People will draw near you and not know why. They'll sense in you something ancient and eternal, something they've been longing for. You won't need to preach, your presence will preach for you. You have become a living sanctuary. And as you continue this walk, you'll notice that the weight of old worries no longer fits upon your shoulders. You've outgrown them. The armor that once protected you now feels unnecessary, because peace itself has become your defense. You are clothed in light now, shielded by love, guided by grace. The war within you has ended, and the song of serenity has begun. The world around you may remain chaotic, but you are no longer tossed by its waves. You've learned to stand like the lighthouse, rooted, radiant, unmovable, guiding others home simply by being who you are. Your peace is now a compass for the lost, your endurance a map for the weary. You have become what you once sought, a light in the storm, a reflection of divine steadiness. And perhaps that was heaven's plan all along, not to remove the storms, but to make you unshakable in them, to prove that grace can create something indestructible out of fragile beginnings, to show the world that chosen ones don't escape the fire, they emerge from it as fire itself. So, stand tall, chosen one. The journey that began in trembling now ends in triumph. The voice that once cried in fear now sings in faith. The hands that once reached for help now extend healing. You are living proof that nothing surrendered to God ever truly dies. It only transforms. This is the dawn of your eternal becoming. The crown you wear is unseen, but undeniable. The glory that surrounds you cannot be dimmed. You have become the message heaven always intended. Redemption. Endurance. Peace. You are the chosen. Reborn. The war is over. The light wins, and you, radiant soul, are part of that victory. As you stand at the end of this chapter, reflecting on the journey you've just walked, I want to take a moment to acknowledge something profound. Your victory wasn't won in isolation. It was forged in your endurance, in your willingness to trust, and in your determination to rise, no matter the odds. This is your story, and it's not over. Heaven is still unfolding the next chapter of your journey, and as you walk forward, you will find even more victories waiting for you. The foundation has been laid. Now, the world will see the masterpiece God has been working on within you. If this message resonated with you, if you felt your soul awakened with every word, I want to invite you to take a moment to share this journey. Like this message if you felt the truth in it, as a reminder that you're not alone on this path. Share it with someone who needs to hear this truth today, the one who is weary, the one who is still fighting, the one who is waiting for a breakthrough. Let this light spread, and if you haven't already, subscribe to this space, because there's more to come. This is a family of overcomers, a community that celebrates victories and shares struggles, that believes in the power of God's timing. Comment below and share how this message touched your heart. Your story may be the encouragement someone else needs to keep going. Remember, your journey has only just begun. You are walking in purpose, walking in peace, walking in victory, and we will walk together